Dengar? Right. Right. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. As of today, I'll be starting first with the topic of what would you tell your younger self if you were able to do so, right? But before that, I would like to start to do the exhale and inhale process first to ease my presentation for like 1 to 2 seconds only. All right. To the dearest person, Nur Aziatul Ifa from the past, I know that small kids in the playgrounds annoys you. And I know that those cynical boys in the school makes you feel slightly burdening. And I know that those girls sitting in the next door secretly hates you. But do not let these thoughts consume you. These thoughts are just like hands around your neck, where it will constantly stress you out. Aziatul, let go and let God. You are a bright kid. You will eventually get straight A's, meet wonderful people, and achieve many great things. So often, when you see others are doing something, you would say to yourself, oh, I wish I could do that too. But instead of picking up your feet and start trying, you would end up sitting in that very small, tiny room and let those four walls stare at you. Oh, how much of a loser could you be to feel afraid to do something that you are good at? Those are the words of those four walls to you. And to some extent, those will become the words of others, or at least that's what you think. No, Aziatul, stop doing that. Stop being pessimistic. You know you can always stand and try. So why do you sit and cry? All right. You know you can always pick up your feet and look in the mirror and tell yourself, you can do it, I can do it, because you can't with self-belief and effort. So many wonders would eventually happen to you. Oh, and if you're looking at your current self right now, you would pay racks of gold just to actually pick up your feet and start doing something that you like. And I know that perhaps the best time to change might have been past, but the second best time to change, to be better, is always now. So be strong, Melody Dove, be always strong. With that, thank you.
Right, thank you, Aziatul. I think Ainin can go whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Baki. At various stages of my life, I never thought of saying something to my younger self because I think past is past. But after several days, let them have given us the topic. I think I finally found some answers to the question. To begin with, I really want to thank myself, my younger self, for being the happiest girl in the world at that time because at her 20s right now, she would never expect that her life is going to be hard. Like she'd be going through all the hardships and challenges. The thing is, don't be excited to grow up because adulting is not what we're thinking. Secondly, I really want to advise her that to be prepared for what? For all the probabilities and upcoming events in the future, whether it is good or bad. And don't be sad whenever things doesn't go as you planned or the way they wanted you to be. Just expecting something better coming through your way. And always believe that there are always the rainbow after the rain. The last but not least, I think this one is a little bit cliche, but I think this is the most important thing I want to advise to my younger self if I can do so. The thing is, I want to advise her to study really, really hard for her SPM because she wouldn't know like how important SPM is. Because SPM determines your future. It really does. Okay, I don't want to further tell you about what the things I regret, but the thing I want to highlight here is mistakes are okay. If you do mistakes, then they are okay. But remember that they are okay if as long as they don't kill you, as long as they don't make you regret in the future. They are okay if they make you learn something. They are taught you something, or they make the best or better version of you. So last but not least, I would say an advice to myself and you guys also, that life must go on, okay? And do not dwell in the past. And the best advice I could give to you guys is do the best for your future, because you will never know what your future would be, right? And even if someday you have to go through the hard day, like hard day or something you doesn't wish, at least you have done your best. So know your worth and your life and everything will going to be okay. So that's all. I shall pass to the next speaker. Thank you.
All right. Anyone want to go first? Or can I? I'll go lah.
Hi Balkish, I'm from the future. I'm your 20 years old self. A little sneak peek, you're getting wiser. But the bad news is that you won't be getting any taller than 5 foot. So I came here with the help of Dr. Stephen Strange. Now you may not know who's Dr. Strange yet, but he's a superhero who can put people forward or backward in time. So he lent me 3 minutes to come here back in time to talk to you. So here are 3 things I want you to know at this young station of life. Number 1, listen to mommy because she's always right. Her advice may not make perfect sense to you now, but it will make sense eventually. Because why? She's your mother, and mother knows best. So I suggest you suppress your rebellious side and listen to her. Because as you grow older, you'll see and you'll understand why she advised you on certain things, why she prohibits you from certain stuff. Number 2, take it easy. You'll choose right and you'll be all right. Your future self still believes in hustle for hustle. However, we must remember that not every run must be a sprint. Make sure to breathe as you jog through your life, like this. Okay, and number 3, acknowledge that the grass is already green enough on your side. Pay no heed to the hues. It doesn't matter if anyone else's is emerald or neon green. What matters is that your grass is already green. It is sufficient, so make that count. What is yours will be yours. What are theirs will be theirs. What are theirs will never be yours, and what are yours will never be theirs. Remember that. Oops, my time's running out. So remember, first listen to mommy, take it easy, and count your blessings. Don't get me wrong, you will still grow up well and you will absolutely do well as you have always been, Balkish. But it's nice to keep this in mind. I gotta go. Bye.
Okay, done. All right, so we have another 10 minutes dalam Zoom ni, so can proceed.
Okay, I start first, Shaki. If I get a chance to tell my younger self, I will tell her to not afraid to make a decisions. When we say you make a decisions, which is mean we will learn about a new things. I think learn a new things is not a big deal. The real big deal that we need to face when make a decisions is hear a negative voice where they talk bad about our decisions. Maybe they will say like, you want to try these things? I don't think it's sweet for you. Or maybe they will say like, don't waste your time on the things that you are not good. Just focus on the things that you're good and polish it and become more better than yourself past. Oh, the most common words that they will always say is just do what that you can ready though. Don't waste your time on that things. Yeah, it hurts. It's more hurts if you hear it from the people that you love. But come on, you need to open up, let it go. All the negative voice. Don't let the negative voice bother you in you. That's where the decision that you make is where you are trying to produce a better you. Yeah, I know. We never know what happened in the future. Either you will cry because you're happy the results of your decisions, or beside that. But you need to know when you are learning a new things, you will gain a new experience where the experience, no one can buy it. Yeah, make decisions is hard things because people always overthink. Yeah, we can't run from it. Even though you guys also overthink about your future. But the future, the things that you're worried is the words of fail and failure. These two words is to have a two different meanings, two different spelling, two different the way you pronounce it. Fail is a process. When you do something and you fail, it's a process. But the failure is in terms for the people who are already give up on the things that they are doing. Don't be a failure, but be a person who are fail in the process. No one says you can success if you are fail on the things that you are doing. Look like the things that you can see obviously on the Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs itself have one of his idea is also failed, and even more worse, he also get fired from his own company. It doesn't make sense because you establish the company and you also get fired. But it's the reality that Steve Jobs needs to face it. But come on, look what happened to him right now. He already becomes a successful person, and when people talk about CEO Apple, people always think about Steve Jobs. Look how he not make a failed process become a failure in their life. The things that I want to clarify is here that sometimes the key of the success is the failure process. You need to learn from the failure, not repeat it again and again. Just remember about Les Brown's words where he says, don't let other people's opinions become your reality. That's all from me.
Okay, Shaki, you can proceed.
I wish I knew how to calm down and how some things just didn't matter. Some playground politics in the past, or the arguments that I have with my parents or my brothers or a lot of people don't really matter, because at the end of it, you'll still want to do the things that you want to do. And if you want to study hard, then you'll do it because you want to do it. If you want to go outside and play with other kids, then you'll do it because you want to do it. These are the things that I wish I knew, because more often than not in the past, I went into things and decisions as a result of everyone else but myself. Hindsight is 2020, and my name is Amirul Shakir. I hope to tell, or I wish I could tell my older or my younger self, just calm down and rethink your thoughts whenever you had the chance to. I'd also like to tell my younger self to be weak sometimes, because strength in my household in the past is quite difficult. Strength is always misconstrued as talking back or getting smart or being a person that is disobedient to your parents or your family members. So as a result, you as a child just grow into becoming a person that always escapes and doesn't confront people. So whenever there's a problem, you just watch a YouTube video and think everything's all good. Or whenever there's a problem, you go outside and play basketball, and then everyone thinks that everything is fine, and then everyone just goes back onto their daily lives. I wish that didn't happen, because if I did sit with my emotions or I did confront people, then I wouldn't have been disrespected, or I wouldn't have been in this pressure cooker for all my life. I wish that I didn't have to go through these things, or I wish I could tell everyone what were the thoughts that were lingering inside my mind. So these are the things that I hope, or I wish my younger self could have done in these households. The last thing is that I wish I was just simply nicer to myself. Because I was in this pressure cooker for all my life, I thought that the entire world just looked like the same exact pressure cooker, that everyone was out to get me, and that if I don't do the things for myself, then no one would everyone would take my spot and no one would do it for me, and how independence is just ingrained within yourself because as a child, you were never ever able to be dependent on anyone. I hope and I wish that in the future as well, I am much nicer to myself, and because I would never say mean things to everyone else. So I couldn't possibly expect myself to listen to these mean things that I tell myself now. I wish to tell my younger self all these things and more. But I'm really happy that my younger self didn't know me, because if he heard these things, I wonder who my older self would be. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you everyone for attending. I'll upload this video in Google Drive so that you can see, and I'll let you know when the submit. Bye. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend.
Okay, thank you,
Bye, thank
Balkish.
you.
Bye. Thank
Everyone.
you.
Thanks.